Hello, everyone. This is David again here, putting out this video on uh, the clouds and the sun and strange shadows I've been seeing around the sun and just different things I've noticed over the last few weeks with the weather and whatnot. It's getting my attention. It's definitely interesting to say the least. Yeah, I don't know what to say about all this. I try not to notice these things, and I try to just pay attention to other stuff. And I even pray to God about it, and I say, Father, if this is just a distraction, then just let it go. And I don't want to pay attention to this stuff. We got to get out there and reach out to people and share the gospel with others. And I'm doing that as well. I just I just don't know, how much I should be looking at this. But every time, I will say this, every time I try and not pay attention to these type of things, it just runs right back in my face. It's right there, looking at me. And it's just like God's telling me, you know, it's okay. Look at these things, document them, let the people know how close we are. Um, so yeah, that's what I'm gonna do here. Before we get into the video clips and the photos. I'm going to read here a little bit from different Bible verses, just some things that let us know what time we're in. Um, Acts 2:19, and I will grant wonders in the sky above and signs in the heaven and the signs on the earth below, blood and fire and vapor of smoke. Luke 21:25, there will be signs in the sun and moon and stars, and on the earth dismay among nations, in perplexity at the roaring of the seas and the waves. And you can keep going here. You can read all these different things. I'm sure um, many of you know about this. Some of you don't. You can go ahead and read here all these different verses that God said there'd be lights in this in the expanse of the heavens and separate from day from night, and there'd be signs and seasons. So we're seeing a lot of things happening right now that tell us what time it is. And I mean, I tell people like whenever I get discouraged, and this rapture thing is hard, like waiting for this, and you know, again, thinking should I be thinking about the rapture stuff? I want to be focusing on, you know, pushing God's kingdom forward, and maybe part of this is helping push God's kingdom forward. But yeah, I look at these things, and it kind of tells us the time that we're in, and I think about this as well. Um, all of Isaiah is great, but I was looking at this here, um, especially Isaiah 24:16, and this thought comes to mind. All the secret dealings that they're doing to us, um, the government, the Satanist, really, who is in charge of it all is Satan, the devil himself, doing all these tricks and lies, and you know, all of his henchmen and all these secret societies and government and Hollywood and everywhere. And I think of this when I look up at the skies and when I think of Isaiah 24:16. From the uttermost part of the earth have we heard songs, even glory to the righteous. But I said, my leanness, woe unto me! The treacherous dealers have dealt treacherously. Yea, the treacherous dealers have dealt very treacherously. And that's what's going on here. These guys, when the world wakes up, when they wake up from all this and they see, hopefully before it's not too late, but if they wake up and they're still asleep, when the bombs start dropping and the world starts going nuts and they wake up in hell, this is exactly what they're going to think. They go, my leanness, leanness, woe unto me! The treacherous dealers have dealt treacherously. Yea, the treacherous dealers have dealt very treacherously. And that's what I'm thinking of when these people wake up and they're in. Hopefully maybe they can even realize this when they're still on Earth, and realize when the bombs are dropping off, it's like I gotta and the world's going nuts, and they're saying aliens are everywhere or whatever, um, and they're trying to chase them down, giving them whatever kind of shots they say that they need to inoculate them from whatever virus or whatever chip they want to put in them. Maybe they'll think about, maybe they'll realize what's going on and change to Jesus Christ before it's too late. But I also think a lot of people are going to think this once they're in hell, and it's going to repeat over and over in their mind. But there is hope, of course, Jesus Christ, and I pray to God that people find him in these last minutes or hours or whatever we're in, because it's so close. Okay, going on to these the photos here. Um, yeah, I mean this is just crazy. When I look at this stuff, it doesn't really make sense. Um, I'm gonna go over some clips here that I had in my last video. It was at the end of my UFO video, but I want to go over them real quick again. These 4 clips here, and then we'll get into these folders here, which have even more um, info on it. Here's a little quick video, and you can see in the west. This is about 8 o'clock in the morning in Texas, San Antonio, Texas. Looking toward this is toward the west, and you can see these shadows here, these straight line shadows, which you're going to see a lot of. You're going to see these straight line shadows, and this time right now it's in the west. I don't know what these shadows are doing here when the sun is rising up over here in the east, and you'll see I show the sun is over here, way over here, and you've got these shadows coming down almost perpendicular to the eastern horizon, which to me is pretty interesting. Um, see here, and just another quick video where it shows the lines, the shadows here coming out, and then I look over at the sun, and even at this time, you can see that the sun is still behind the houses for the most part, and it's got some lines coming off of it. But I looked at these shadow lines right here. Some of these shadow lines, they don't match up perfectly with the shadow lines over here. They're going at a different angle than the sun shadows on the east, than these shadows, whatever these are, these shadows in the west. And I'll say through this too. This kind of reminds me. This was just taken very recently, a few days ago. This kind of reminds me of the Muslim, um, the Muslim religion. They say something about when they see the sun uh, rising or something in the west, that they'll know that the end is here or the Antichrist is here or something like that. And it kind of reminds me of Obama too, because his symbol was the sun or some type of an image of I don't know what that was. But anyway, I see these sun shadows, and it also makes me think: is there something rising over here, or getting ready to rise? What are they hiding? These are just still photos of the same thing. Another still photo of the same thing. I'll get into the folders here now. Um, some of these are videos and some are clips. I'm not sure which ones are which. We'll just take a look here. Yeah, this video here, you can kind of see, this is the thing, I've been seeing these gray, weird looking like cloud layer over and over and over again. Like it just looks bizarre. Like I look at it and you can see a little bit of a halo here too. You see the halo all the time with the rainbow colors around it. But I mean, look at this. I mean, does this look normal? I mean, it just looks strange to me. You see, you got the cloud here and a cloud here, and it's all coming out. It just looks bizarre. And you could say, oh, it's just the photo at that time of day or whatever. But when you look at it directly and you're looking at it in person, you're like, you could feel it in your soul. You're like, something's not right, you know. And you look at the clouds here, and it looks like super definition. You can see the kind of the bow here. It just doesn't look right. It's like something is off. And you've got all of this coming out here like a bright blast of light. To me, it looks like something close to our atmosphere, you know, not far away, like a manufactured light source or something like that. Um, but yeah, that looks interesting. This might be yeah, it's a still photo of that. It's just a cloud. It looked kind of interesting. I don't know if that's anything at all. Oh, I've been seeing this a lot too. Like you look and you'll see like a triangle shape or a square shape in the clouds. You see like this. You see that? It's not really easy to see in this photo, but I've been seeing this a lot lately. Many places, like a triangular shape, like straight lines coming down at 90-degree angles or various angles, and I'm just like, that's odd, you know? You don't normally see that kind of thing. Yeah, here's some more picture of the cloud, like it's that eerie gray color, you know, like this kind of like this thin film of weirdness, you know, like gray cloudiness over the sun. And it's always like you just look at it and it looks weird. Like to me, it's almost like, well, I'll go in that later. Let me see. Yeah, here's another little bit of an angle here. Not too much, but you can kind of see the shadow here. There's some shadow coming out here. Here's some, you know, the clouds coming out like in lines like this. See this? I mean, this could happen naturally, I guess. You know, I don't know. The thing is, you don't see this all the time. I'm seeing this all the time, which is bizarre. You know, maybe you'd see this every once in a while. You know, back in the day, I'm 44 years old and I don't remember things being like this. And that's the thing in San Antonio, Texas is I've been seeing like cloudy skies like crazy the past like 3 months. And like you'll get a sunny day and then it turns like hazy like after a few hours. And then maybe we've had like maybe a handful of like pretty good sunny days that don't have haziness. And that is not San Antonio, Texas, man. I'm telling you, that is not San Antonio. I don't care what time of year it is. That's not San Antonio weather. Got this folder here. Oh, okay, this is a good one here. So you can see these lines coming out here. See these dark lines, these shadow lines, straight shadow lines. There's a guy named Jeff P. and some other guys. Their channel, they show like airplanes with the contrails or whatever. I mean the chemtrails, whatever you want to call it. They were going over these black lines like on their video. They showed a video where they showed the shadows, and they have planes that were flying right on these things to cover them up, which I thought was strange. I was like, wow, that's crazy. Here's some more shadows coming out from the sun. Why would you have these shadows? What is it's like the sun is inside our atmosphere or something. And I know it of course is not, but I'm thinking on sometimes this is what I have a theory, and it's the same as like Blue Kool-Aid and Jeff P and some of those guys. Is like our sun is being eclipsed by this Planet X stuff, or the the dwarf star, whatever is going on, that system that's inside of our solar system. And I think what they're doing is they're having this mirrored light source. There's satellites on either side um, of the Earth, and they're projecting the sun, which is being blocked, eclipsed by this Planet X debris or this system or whatever, the planet itself maybe or the sun. I don't know, and it's reflecting the sun into this maybe mirrored thing, and that which is close to our atmosphere, and it looks like a sun. But you can feel the sun when it's on you. It doesn't feel warm. It's like that's another thing with San Antonio. We've had a lot of very cold days. It's been very, very cold. Even in the morning, it's like it's not usual. In San Antonio, the sun, when it hits you, even in November, you can feel it. It feels kind of hot. It feels warm. And when this sun comes out, when you see these dark shadows and the sky looks kind of dark up here, you know, it just this is sunrise too. Like you wouldn't normally see all this blackness. This is blue, but it's a very, very dark blue. And you look at it in person, it's almost black. It's very, very dark. You don't see this on a sunrise. That's what makes me think that this is some kind of artificial light source here, and it is creating these lines that are these might be, I don't know what it's hitting on, like something. It's like maybe it's a shadow of a cloud somewhere, because it's close to our atmosphere and it's creating these straight line shadows. But if the sun was way back where it's supposed to be, you would have shadows coming straight down at you. They wouldn't be coming across like this. They'd be coming down. And you might say, well, it's the angle of the sun. I have we'll show some other videos and clips here where you're going to see the sun is pretty high in the sky, and you're still going to see these shadows coming off like that. If the sun was way up where it's supposed to be, the shadows would be coming straight down, not across. That's just a weird, funky cloud stuff. Let me see. Here's that V shape again. Whoops. That's a crazy thing. Here's this V shape again. Kind of, you see this kind of shadow thing here. I see this quite a bit. Um, Lots of trails here. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. It just keeps going on forever, and there's tons of them going this way. See this? I mean, this is ridiculous, man. Come on, people. You're gonna tell me this is normal? That's a grid. Look at this. You're playing tic-tac-toe in the sky. This is not normal. Like this is ridiculous. Well, I think I was showing the cloud here. It look kind of odd here, maybe. You just see this like the grayness again, and you can kind of see the halo, and it just looks kind of odd to me. You can see kind of like here the rainbow. And I know the sun can create rainbow effects. I've seen them years ago when I was younger. Where it creates a kind of a rainbow effect around the sun. But that was like once in a blue moon. You see this almost every single day now. This rainbow effect near the sun, or near the clouds that are near the sun, and the halo around it. You see it all the time. Here's that rainbow effect again. And you can see right here, if I looked close enough, I couldn't get the shot. It looks almost like there's a small planetary object right here. And this is just a flare. But when the sun had this halo effect of this rainbow, and I noticed this too sometimes, like sometimes when it has this rainbow effect, it has like almost like looks like a planet or some type of an object, like gathering the rainbow effect right in one condensed area. Just interesting. It's kind of a close up on that area, but it doesn't show it too well here. Excuse me, this is sunrise. You can see faint shadows coming up here, not too much. You can see a little bit of faint shadow when the sun's rising here. Not too unusual, but some more funkiness. Here's one here. So here's the sun setting, and you can see here, see this straight line? What is making this straight line here? This black, this shadow. I mean, look at here. What's making the shadow? What is here making the shadow? Just a clip of the same thing. This one's a little bit stronger. You can see the shadow coming off here. Again, what's creating this shadow right here? And why is it going up over this way? Up in the sky. I mean, the sun is setting. It should be coming straight at you, you know? And yeah. Oh, I think I noticed that this was interesting because the the clouds look like HD. It just looks super high definition. I just had to put that in there because the clouds look so like, I don't know, look so unreal. They're just super high def. Yeah, see that? It looks super high def. And look, they've got a little bit of a shadow behind them. There's a little bit of a shadow coming off here. It's just, yeah, interesting. Let me see what we got here. Oh, look at this. I mean, look at this. Look at all these shadows coming off here. Look at this. There's just shadows everywhere. What is creating these shadows? I mean, they're even in this cloud. You could say, oh, it's this cloud right here. They're in this cloud too. There's something way back over here that's creating these shadows. What's in front of the sun? I don't recall seeing this when I was young. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't look right. And when you see it in person, you're like, it looks odd. When you see it in person, you're like, that's a bit strange. It's almost like a manufactured light source. I don't know. You can see here, look at this. And it's not as bright as it should be, like I said, and when the sun hits you like that, it's not very hot. And that's another thing too, you can look at this sun when it's doing this weird stuff, and it's not like the regular sun where you look at it and it kind of it blinds your eyes. This sun, you can look at it with sunglasses on for quite a long time, and it's not going to bother you too much. I thought this was interesting because the sky just looked really huge, like looked really big. It was just, I don't know, the clouds looked different to me. When I was looking at it, it might not look like nothing here, but when I saw it in person, the sky just looked interesting. I don't know how to explain it. It just looked different. I don't know how to put it into words. It was just different. And you can see the rainbow effect coming off of the sun there. You see. Yeah, you can kind of see the rainbow effect coming off of there. Then capture two of it. Let me see. Here we go again. So someone explain this to me. So you got the sun up here, right? And you got these shadow. Look at this long shadow here. What is going on here? Why would this shadow be coming down this way? when the sun is up here. If the sun is up here, there should be, if there is clouds over here, the clouds should be coming down toward you, not towards the opposite horizon. It doesn't make any sense at all. Like it's ridiculous. There's no way. I would like to hear a good explanation for that, because to me that is bizarre. It is just bizarre. I don't know, maybe I'm Looney Tunes, I don't know, but it doesn't seem right to me. The video, the same. See the shadow coming out here. More shadow. Sun is really white too, like a white light, like a this really white light. Here's that. I see that. Shadows way up over here. Sun coming down there. I'm like, that baffles me. Another image. Sun down at the sun up here. Shadows way off, going off the other direction. I mean, it's just loony, man. Oh, it looks like you can see some straight lines coming out here. I don't know if that's anything. I guess I took a lot of these clips. Sorry. There's some more of it. Just kind of see it coming down there. You can see the rainbow effect. Yeah, just the shadow coming down, and then you look at the sun, and you see that rainbow looking effect, the rainbow colors. More thick shadows coming down like that. I mean, that's just unreal. That is a light. That is a light source, man. Like that's like a light source close to the earth. That's what exactly what it looks like to me. And it's hitting something that's making that shadow. And the shadow just gets more defined here. Look at that. Look at the rainbow. Look at the colors. I mean, and I could look at that thing all day long, and it just didn't bother my eyes at all. I mean, look at this. It's just like, you gotta be kidding me, right? Like, come on. Rainbow colors, white lights, halo effects all the time. Just love the rainbow there. Looks a little eerie, I guess. Now, this might be the real sun setting. Look how yellow it is. That's what I'm used to seeing and remembering. When I was young and a kid, everybody would talk about, or maybe it looks a little too red actually, but something similar to this, right? It's yellow and whatnot, and although this looks extremely red, but not too unusual. But I remember seeing more of a yellow type sun and setting, you know, and you see this, and I know the sun's at a different angle, but still, you know, and you can see here You can see the shadows starting to form. See the shadows coming off. I can usually tell when it's going to be a weird day when I go outside and look at the sunrise, and I look at it and I'm like, yeah, something interesting will happen today. This is funky. Look at this. Like, it almost looks like you're looking into another dimension or something. It's just, look at this. I mean, and the light and the shadowing, when you see it in person, you're just like, it just looks and feels wrong. It's eerie. It's just plain eerie. And the shadows that it's making and stuff, and just like, it speaks to your spirit, and maybe people who are not awake can't see this kind of thing. But to me, it speaks loud and clear. And look at these little shadows coming off of this thing, off these clouds. I mean, it's just like, it's bizarre, man. I don't know how else to put it. It's just funky. It's like, look at this. Weird. It's like a painting or something. I don't know. You've got the halo coming out here. See that? See the halo effect? Rainbow colors. Got one more. Thanks for hanging with me, guys. One more here. Oh, yeah, I saw this one just recently with my wife. And yeah, you see the shadowing here and the rainbow effect, of course, but the shadowing, so this is high above our head. Why would you have now think about this. This is like, I think was almost near noon. And look at this. Why would you have shadows coming out like this at an angle? See this? You don't get shadows coming out like this, like it's blasting out, at noon. The shadow should be casting onto the ground, onto you, not outward. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, see that? See that? See this? Look at that. Look at that shadowing. Sorry, it goes a little blurry. Um, yeah, it looks. Look at this. See that? The shadowing? It's like a light source right here. And when you look at this area, it just looks. It's funky. It's really bizarre. Yep, you can see the shadowing here. See the shadowing, shadow, 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 shadow. These two things were like really vivid. I think in other photos it'll show it. These objects close to the sun look really HD is the best way I can describe it. High definition. Yeah, see the objects here looked really high def. You can see the shadowing again. Oh, and there's this, it doesn't look too gray here, but when you're looking at it in person, this whole cloudy area around here and extending way out look like a grayish cloud thing, misty mist thing. It was just looked interesting. More shadows. Look at this. Shadow, shadow, shadows, 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 shadows everywhere. And at high noon, white lights. rainbows, shadows, shadow, 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 shadows everywhere from high noon, not coming down on you, but across the sky, across the sky. Yeah, look at that. Shadow, 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 shadowing. Let me play it again. Just bizarre. Yeah, this. Look at this. It just even looks like the. Look at the streaks coming out the side and the way it looks. The sun looks. When you look at it in real life too, it just you look at it and you're like, yeah, something's not right. Look at all this shadowing. Look at all this. Yeah, peculiar. Yeah, very odd. Well, anyways, everyone, that's what I got for now. Um, I don't know. What do y'all think? Maybe you could put comments to let me know what what you guys think about this. Maybe I'm just totally off my rocker, but I don't know. I've never seen this stuff, man. It's just really bizarre. I don't know. Shadows coming up at weird angles, you know, when there shouldn't be any shadows in different places. I don't know. Yeah, let me know what you think. God bless, and please find Jesus Christ. It's no time to delay. Love y'all and take care. Agape.